great place to start is just briefly mention it is the work that you guys are doing here at the Shaolin Temple. Just if you was to explain to a person on the streets, how would you describe it?
So our organization, just like any other organization, it has a goal. Yeah, one of these goals, to put it very simple, is we are collecting knowledge that is not so easy to find, especially coming from the field of the martial arts or coming from the field of the Shaolin arts. And that practically means that people from here, we travel to Asia, or people from here, we travel the world in order to search for different sources. And these are sources of persons, sources of people, where we think that they possess some type of knowledge that is worth to bring it back to the monastery again, because we think there was a time that we had it. But because if you're interested in the history of the Shaolin Temple, for example, the monastery in China now, it was actually burned down several times. So what does it mean that when an organization or a monastery is burning down? That means quite a lot of knowledge is also getting lost in these moments. Because a big part of what monasteries are doing is building up a library where a lot of knowledge is stored. And once it burns, well, all of this knowledge burns down. But this is then where sometimes the real life is also starting to merge together a little bit with legends. Because there are the legends that there were many masters who lived that time in the Shaolin Temple in China who started then to flee from the monastery and start to hide and travel the world as anonymous persons, so that you couldn't find them. But what does it mean? It means that these people are still in possession of knowledge that once was in the Shaolin Temple, and this is one of the missions that we are going after. So bringing back this knowledge.